So, John, your son calls you and says, okay, I'm going to go dive in. I'm going to do this. Were you enthusiastic? And when he decided to do it, what kind of guidance did you give him? I mean, was this something you said, yes, go for it, this is great?
I was completely enthusiastic. I think we're both products of Silicon Valley, both products of Stanford. And, I think no place in the world quite understands what entrepreneurism is like we do around here. And to be honest, I was a little worried. I didn't know what else he could do. He's a free spirit. He's very capable, but he's got an independent mind. And the nice thing about entrepreneurism, there's no rules. You make up the rules. And so I was incredibly enthusiastic. And my advice from him was always, even to this day, a very simple advice. And I said, don't give up the CEO position. I said, you create this business. And if I had learned a lesson over the years, was just the power vested in the CEO and the opportunity to kind of control the business, influence the business. And so I kind of expected from the early onset that all the wise heads and Sand Hill Road who write the big checks, they always want some gray hair or someone with no hair to kind of be making the decisions. But there's nothing like the passion and the energy and the understanding that a young entrepreneur CEO brings to the table. So I said, don't give it up. And I think that's one lesson that hopefully he's still taking to heart, I hope.
Yeah. So, Trip, is that useful advice?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of young founders, I think, that I've already seen in my short 3-year career give up the CEO position and I think have it not work out too well. Just because when you're building a company in the early days, it's really all about, and this is the early days, but also when the company's huge. It's about just it's in a technology company, engineering and product. And usually the types of CEOs that get hired are usually not really specialists in that. They're specialists in everything but that. So it just doesn't really make sense to have somebody who doesn't understand that running the company. And the worst case is if that person has the wrong opinion on engineering and product. If the guy just sort of steps out of the way and lets the founder or the person who knows how to do that, that's great. But if the CEO takes the product engineering in the wrong direction, then that usually destroys the company.